It's not original, but it works. Do hard things.
Yeah. Yes.
If whatever you're going to do to change, you want to do something different and it's going to be easy, stop. It's not going to be worth it. It will not be worth it.
Never.
Just like the guy with the money and the house, all that, the other question.
Yep.
Go do something hard, my man. It sounds like that came pretty easy to you.
Yeah.
And that's why you're disappointed.
Absolutely.
Do something that just,
makes you scared.
Yes. And hurt.
Oh, trust
Suffer.
me. You know me. That's leg day. That's leg day.
Yeah, baby.
And welcome back, listeners, to another episode of the Unbreakable Podcast. I am your host, Kait Dinunzio, and today I am joined by a very good friend of mine, Mr. Richard Walsh. Hi, Richard.
Kait, so good to be here.
Yes, it is. It's wonderful. It's been some time since we actually had a video call and got to kind of get together.
Yeah, this is podcasts are fun. I love podcasting. I love being a guest, love being a host, especially being your guest. This will make it even better now.
Wonderful. Makes me feel like Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. Be my guest. So listen, why don't you do a little bit of an intro? You are a very, very interesting human. And, for context for our listeners, you are a former Marine, you're a father of 6, you're a husband, you're an entrepreneur, you're an operating partner in private equity. Like, you are doing all the things as much as you can, and you still get up and work out in the morning, you train your kids, you do all the things. So talk a little bit about who you are and those drivers.
Yeah, it's a lot. When the cool thing about looking back is you go, oh, I actually did some things. Hopefully that's what you say when you look back. But I'm also a big fan of the glance, glance, don't glare when it comes to rearview mirror stuff. Just glance, look back. Okay, that was cool. Get back, focus front, and do what's next. Okay. Because you left out like a champion boxer. I'm a black belt. I'm an internationally recognized steel sculptor. Okay. So there's all this other stuff that I glance at from time to time. Right. Yeah. I don't do any of that stuff now. I'm on a new thing. So, but yeah, really it's been an incredible journey. Again, coming out of high school into the Marine Corps, out of the Marine Corps into business, which was swinging a pickaxe, digging trench for $5 an hour. I started with that. I'm like, I'm not getting my future here. This is all I'm going to be doing down in Tucson, Arizona. So one day though, I'm working. The guy walked up and he goes, "Hey, I got a side job for you if you're interested." And I go, "I'm always interested in side work. I make $5 an hour." Now you could kind of live on $5 an hour back in 87, 88, But I said, okay. So I showed up on Saturday and he had 35 tons of gravel piled in the street. Okay. And he goes, "I need you to shovel this from the street to the backyard, spread it, because that's what they do in Arizona instead of grass." I go, "I got this," So I spent like my last $85 on a wheelbarrow and a shovel. Just went to work. It's like 100 degrees out. Shovel that sucker, 10 hours, done. Okay. Crushed it in 10 hours. Now that's all good. Here's the best part. He came out, Kait, and he put $1,000 in my hand. And I'm like looking at this going, dang, I know my future. I will shovel rock every day, all day for $1,000 a day. I did this yesterday for $48. Okay. Like if you think about it, like, dang. So I said, that's what I'm going to do. I just started shoveling rock and becoming a landscaper, which I had little experience in growing up, but, and that just kind of blossomed. It just kind of turned into custom water features. And so I'm making these world-class water features all over the place, huge high-end stuff, and added the sculpture to it. That was really cool. And I'm driving almost 20 years on that. Get married. All of a sudden I've got 6 kids, 4 years and younger. We had 3 adopted siblings and then we had 3 biological. It was insane. So we had all that. Insane. And then, then 0809 hits and the economy crashes. I get a phone call. The first phone call was on November 5th, 2008. And it's just someone bailing on the contract because, man, no one was going to spend a dime. If you remember 2008, people were terrified, and they definitely didn't need a sculpture or a water feature. They could wait on those 2 things. And the phone kept ringing. I lost $500,000 that day. And I hung up the phone the other day. I looked at my office manager. I go, I think it's over. I don't know how we're gonna, so we limped through part of '09, and it just was getting worse. Okay, so I'm like, dang, this is horrible. So one morning I wake up and I start thinking about my kids. So I got 6 kids, and I'm like, okay, now what do they care about? Well, they kind of care about me. They
Mhm.
don't care what kind of truck I drive. They don't care what kind of house we live in. Doesn't care how many trucks I have. Okay, they just love me to be around, which I kind of wasn't a lot at that time because I'm
Mhm.
working trying to save this business
Totally.
from turning into ashes, right? And I'm like, man, the epiphany was if I stay on this path of like my business is everything, it's first, it's who I am. I said, I'm going to ruin my kids' lives, their futures. They're going to have broken relationships, failed marriages. They're going to do all this stuff because more is caught than taught with kids. They're only going to see what I do. I can say all the
Yes.
right things. And I've learned
Mhm.
this over time. Saying is, it's, as they say, talk is cheap. Okay.
Yeah.
It's what you do. Okay. It has to be what you do. It has to be the walk, right? So I got out of bed, went into the office, told my office manager, we're done today. Went to my construction yard, literally had my last cup of coffee with my guys who have been with me, same guys over 10 years. They're the best. They're like family. I love them. I'm like, guys, we can't do this anymore. And we're shutting down. It's like a Wednesday. I go, Friday, we're finished. We're going to wrap our stuff up and everything as we're done. And I, to this day, I'm like, I just couldn't continue because here's the thing, Kate, just real quick is when your identity becomes what you do, which is what
Mhm.
mine was. It was Rick Rock, right? I'm that guy. I'm always in the shirt, always in the hat, always in the, I'm always working, right? I'm always that person. I'm the artist, right? I'm the guy. And I got teams and I got all the stuff, but I'm like, it makes you make a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to keep the business going for what? Ego. Because I built it. This thing's about me. So whatever I have to do to keep it going, it just sped me to the end. Okay. So created
Wow.
more debt, did all kinds of stuff. So anyway, so I said, well, I'm never going to do that again. So I'm like, I'm never going to be what I do. So I literally started, I had a little bonfire area in the back, big fire pit. I burned all my uniforms, so I got on video, burned everything. I'm like, I'm never going to do this again. And to this day, that was 2009, I haven't built a water feature or made a sculpture since, like just never doing this again. Sold everything, got
Hmm.
out of everything. And I got to do something else, because that identity thing was, I realized kind of how it just completely drives me to do a lot of wrong things, to support my ego. So I've tried to, ego's an issue. We can get into that part too.
Oh,
That was
always.
it goes together, right? So yeah. So then, you know, real quick, just had to figure out what I was going to do next because I didn't know. Well, we had to move. I lost my home. I lost my business. Right, everything just crashed. So we relocated and everything else, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I told myself I'm not going to do that. Okay. So I would say, well, I work out. I'm a trainer. I'm a boxer. I do all this. Go, well, I'll go be a trainer. I've done that. Got a personal trainer certification in like 93 or something. So I'm like, I've been doing this forever. So I go to like an Anytime Fitness and I become a trainer. Okay. So I'm training people and guess what happens? I become trainer of the year. Okay. So I'm like, oh, well, I better go open a gym. Okay, I'm not going to stay here doing this.
Of
So I open
course.
a boot camp style training gym. I do all that and I scale that up. And then I'm like, okay, well, I got to do more. Like that was fun. Then I did a construction business. So I'm doing roofing, siding, windows. I did that, general contracting that. Then I started working with other businesses. They kept asking me like, how'd you go from nothing to this? Like you lost everything. And then how did you even keep going? So I started, and my return question was, well, what are you doing? And I get into what they're doing. With every business I talk to, Kate, I'm like, I'm a pattern guy. I see patterns,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
I'm like, well,
Yeah.
well, this is kind of cool. You're all doing the same wrong things.
Yeah.
I go, I can fix
The
this.
same
So
wrong
I started
things.
fixing these kids' business, become the coach, and then I write a best-selling book called "Escape the Owner Prison." The contractor's new way to scale, regain control, and fast track growth while loving life. Oh, that's cool. So I built an academy around that. So I'm coaching contractors and doing all this kind of stuff and helping these people work. And I'm like, that's fun. So years going by and I'll raise my kids at the same time. So I'll fold that in. So I got a couple kids who are athletes, a couple kids who are just great kids. And it's just, there's 6 of them, right? All within 4 years of each other, 3.5 years. So it's like a little
That is
gang moving
insane.
along. Yeah. One of my sons was a
Gang.
good runner. All right. So also in like 2018 is like, well, listen, I want to go to the Junior Olympics because we homeschooled our kids. Okay. So when we
Mhm.
tossed it in there, it's just another thing. So we homeschooled them all the way through. So we're on this homeschool cross country team. I'm coaching that. And I said, well, we can get to the Junior Olympics. No problem. He's running the 800. So, and doing discus. So we start training. I start training him. I can train people, partners. So guess what? We qualify for the Junior Olympics, go to North Carolina for the big thing, 16,000 people, really cool. He runs all this. So it's good. So that was fun, right? My book comes out at the same time. We're doing all this. That stuff's hitting. Just keep moving. Just keep moving the business coaching, helping all these different businesses and moving in that realm. And then say, well, let's write another book, right? So and now I'm working with a lot of manufacturing clients, right? So I'm on these floors and I'm looking at this stuff again, patterns. I'm seeing these same things. All the same wrong
Mhm.
things are happening. So
Yeah.
how I twist, I go, well, this is great. You're doing all the right, wrong things. I go, it just makes it easy for me.
Such
I
an
just go,
optimist.
I
Such an
just see the same
optimist.
thing every time. I go, it's not a big deal. What I can see in 1 minute, you've been standing in for 10 years and you haven't seen it. That's the outside eye thing, right? So I
Mhm.
learned how to really utilize that. And just kept growing and scaling that, writing 2 books. I got a new book called The Invisible Layer, The Hidden Structural Failure Undermining Manufacturing, which is really cool. So really focused on bringing that to the world, to the industry. Now I'm a operating partner for a company called Black Ocean Capital. We're a private equity firm. So we're a little different than private equity can have a little bit of a black eye on some of the operational procedures, the way they
Yeah.
operate, but we really
Mhm.
are about growing these companies, whether they're roll-ups or whatever it is. I go in and do the operational end, and really making them successful, really scaling them up, because I've been there, right? So we're able to do it. So it's just been a lot of fun doing this. So Sharpened Impact is my current business, my business model, right? Plus the operating partner. Again, we're helping the manufacturing industry really frontline execution. That's our whole thing. It's called Frontline Command Mastery, right? It's a methodology that I've created, and we take them through that whole thing. So we could get into all that later, but yeah, I think that brings us up to speed. Then I met Kate, and then that's it. And
I
then
know. Well,
there it
the
is.
game
Just put a
over.
cap on it.
Great.
That's right.
Life is good. Life is good when you've got Dinunzio in your life.
That's
So,
right.
you know, when you think about like, it had to have been like, what were the moments around the time when, things in 2008? Like a lot of people went through a lot of stuff at that point. I remember I had left a job and I had 36 job interviews in 6 weeks. One, I got offered a
That
shoulder
sounds
massage
just
in
like
one.
you, Kate. It
I know.
sounds just
I
like
just
you.
I'm just a talker, Richard. It's what I do. But, I mean, the benefits of that, I learned a lot. I was offered a shoulder massage by one of the guys, which was disgusting and awful. I was
Mm,
asked why I wasn't gonna
mm,
be having more babies and all of the
mm.
things, like, people were behaving so badly during that time frame. And, so I remember where I was. I ended up where to the point where I was like, "Well, you know what? Nobody's hiring me," because they were either restructuring and putting extra work on other people to keep costs low. They were eliminating the role after they'd done interviews, maybe buyer's remorse, things like that. And I ended up just going out to the local golf course and driving a beer cart for the summer because I was like, you know what, you got to put milk on the table. And that was what mattered to me. So much like you, for me, it was very much like, okay, what do I do in order to make sure that I'm taking care of my family? And so, but that is resilience, right? That is the problem solving perspective, right? So when you think about the fact that you saw the writing on the wall and you made the conscious decision before somebody made that decision for you, what was it? What were the foundations that you stood on that allowed you to make those decisions with confidence, knowing that you and your wife and those 6 little chickens would be okay?
Yeah, it's it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know? Sometimes I like to lean on I was just too stupid to know any different, okay? Like, so it was kind of my only option kinda thing. But I also
Yeah.
I'm, like, really kind of fiercely independent in the sense
Mhm.
that I love the self-made person that I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't I just people ask, "So how long are you in the Marine Corps?" I go, 4 years." "Oh, that's it?" "Yeah, I don't take direction well." Okay, so, like,
So it was the Marine
the
Corps, let's be honest. Like,
Yeah,
that's
well,
not an
it's yeah,
easy job.
it's no, no, I learned a lot. It was awesome, right? I mean, I'm in that brotherhood. Now my son, one son has been in about 2.5 years now, almost 3 years. They got another son going in a couple months, September in the Marine Corps. So I, I don't know. It's amazing to see, that they follow my footsteps. Now I always tell people, Kate, I'm like, no, I try to get them to do other things. Okay. I didn't say, yeah, you're going to be a Marine like your old man. I'm like, well, if you want like the training, we can get training anywhere. We can shoot. We shoot now. We shoot off the back porch. I can shoot wherever we want. We have courses. We do all this stuff.
Okay, Wisconsin.
And yeah, yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, be off the front, shoot off the back. It's good. So, but it's like, no, I want that, which to me was really encouraging because the thing about a thing like the Marine Corps, any branch really in the military, but the Marine Corps specifically, because that's what I know, but that is a brotherhood. Okay. That is a
Mhm.
system that is things you have to go through that no one else goes through. Okay. So when you meet another Marine, it's Semper Fi, right? That's what it is. We have that. Now, no one's saying I'm an Army, okay, after the, but I'm a Marine, right? So there's just a difference there. It's an identity thing. Now I know I've had my
Yeah.
identity issues, but it's something that never leaves you. It just doesn't leave you. I mean, it's a forming thing. And watching my son go through, he's a top performer. I mean, he's just crushing it. He's doing so well. And my other son will be great too. But it's just great to see. So, like, again, I try to discourage them, and then when that doesn't work, okay, you gotta make it, and then they do it, and then it's great, okay, because then it's 100% them. I don't want them going in because I was in. Okay,
Yeah.
wrong
Yeah,
motivation because
absolutely. Mhm.
it's stinking hard. Okay, and it's like it can be miserable, and it's not. It looks cool on the TV commercials, but when you get in the day to day, yeah, hello. Okay, you have a whole different set of
Well, even
stories.
even the even
Okay, because you're dealing.
well, and even the attrition, yeah. Like, even the attrition courses that you guys have, like, in your basic training, like, your basic training is intense, and it is, let's call it mentally and emotionally expensive in that space.
Yeah, my son's in boot camp. His platoon, 20 guys dropped out. Now that's unusual. Like when I was in, we had 55 guys. One guy wanted to drop. Okay, his mother had like a senator call, like the DI and stuff. I'm like, oh, that was received really well. You can imagine. But we talked him into staying. It's like, dude, you can make it, man. You can get through and stuff. But 20 people. So he graduated with 35. Then he gets to SOI, School of Infantry. That's a 3-month thing. Go through all that. More guys dropping. 50 guys, 60 guys. They
Really?
don't want to hump the hill. They don't want to do this, right? Because it's hard. And then he gets to MSG school. He's an embassy guard and all that kind of stuff. It's real high end stuff. So you got top security clearances, but you got all this training. I mean, you're dealing with people and everything from how to handcuff properly to take OC spray in your eyes. I mean, the whole patent. 60
Ugh.
guys drop out of that. Okay, and it's
Wow.
one of the coolest gigs in the Marine Corps. So it's like, and we were on a podcast together, my son and I, and then the woman asked, she goes, well, why didn't you like quit? All these guys are dropping. Why didn't you? And my son, he just goes, well, that's not who I am. That was his
Wow.
response. He goes, that's not who I am. He goes, and I'm like, that's right. He's not. He's just the quitting is something that we're not into. We're okay with failure. We're not okay with
Yeah.
quitting.
Yeah.
So I've kind of drilled that in. My kids know the distinction.
Yeah. So then so then talk about your girls. What are they up to? Where are they going? What's their direction?
Yeah. So I've got two girls, and I got an 18 and a 20. The
Ah,
20-year-old is, yeah, the 20-year-old's about to go to California, looking to be doing the airline stewardess. What do they call them? Flight attendants? I
flight
don't want to say the
attendants, yeah.
wrong thing. They get all offended. Fly waitress. She's going to be a fly waitress. but she's like,
Richard,
she wants,
you're being such a dad right now.
I know, I know. I love her. She's awesome. So yeah, she's kind of gone through some really good things. She's really solid. She had like 10 years of, she plays piano, sings. So we took a lot of lessons, really good at that kind of stuff. So she got everything ahead of her, you know. She's dating a really great guy who's I better not go down this road. He's a good man. Okay. And I approve. Okay. He happens
Stamp
to
of
be my
approval.
son who's in the Marine Corps. He happens to be one of his best friends, so it
That's
kind of,
wonderful.
yeah, it's kind of cool. But so she's my younger one, 18. Um, she's just, she is like the hair, the nails, the eyes, like she's into that. She wants to be
Okay.
cosmetology. Like go there.
Mhm.
I mean, she's got this thick, just beautiful black hair. You know what I mean? She can do everything. I mean, the eyelashes get a little out of control in my dad's opinion, being a father.
Hey,
I'm like,
I
that,
mean,
I'm
not
like,
come on now.
yeah, that's light work compared to her. She comes down, I'm like, they're
Lord.
caterpillars. I go, you got caterpillars on your eyes. What are you doing?
If
Okay.
you if
Where are
you
you
jump from the
going?
top stair, if you jump from the
Right.
top stair there,
Yeah.
would you just be able to
She'll
fly?
float. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
Doing the
love
butterfly.
that.
I mean, braiding hair, she's really talented at it. She really loves it. So she's pursuing
It's
that.
amazing.
That's going to be her thing. So
That's great.
and it's for us, it's never tell them what to do. It's support
Mhm.
them, but also guide them. Right. So the big thing is not, oh my kid, you can do whatever you want. Well, no, you can't. You
That's
can't do
true.
whatever you want. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's be real. Let's talk about ability. Okay. Let's talk about direction, everything else. You can kind of put these pieces together like, okay, you want to do this. Now let's reverse engineer. I'm a big fan of that. I go, okay, you want to be there. Okay. But you're here now. So
Mhm.
if you're there, how'd you
Mhm.
get there? And then we walk it
Yep.
backwards. I do it for businesses too. I do
Mhm.
it for exit strategy. You go to the end. How long? How much?
How are you getting there?
10
Yep.
years, 10 million? Great. Okay. You want 10 years, 10 million. Now let's reverse engineer that whole thing. Now you know when to hire the first person, the second person, where you're going, what you're
Bingo.
doing, and you stay totally focused on the exit. So you're laser focused. You can create a business that really doesn't get distracted, and you get there very, very quickly. And if you get an opportunity that dangles in front of you, just like with my kids, I said, okay, look at the exit strategy, right? You're going to go do this. Does that get you there faster? Does it get you there closer? Or does it slow you down, distract? If it distracts, it's a
Mhm.
hard no. We're on mission here. Okay. So it's a business filter too, So
Yeah.
you got to get that life direction. You got to be careful because you're going to get all these distractions. You're going to get the shiny objects and the little butterflies that you're going to want to chase. And that's what derails so many people.
Absolutely. Well, and even when you think of like a business strategy, from a business strategy perspective, I think a lot of people set goals at the beginning of the year, and then they do their mid-year reviews and all of those different things. But it really all starts with the leadership structure, right? And I always tell people, the fish rots from the head down, and so particularly in an operation, is we can set a journey book and we can do those things or we can say we want to do those things, but what are the distractions that come in that actually pull you away, especially when you have something that's like a 5 or 10 year strategy, right?
Yeah.
So as an operating partner, I think you have such a critical role to play because you're not there to run the day to day, you're there to make sure the day to day stays in the rails to get to that end
Yep.
goal,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
And I think it's critically important because what does happen is, you get the flavor of the week, you get the AI boom, you have all of these different things that compete and contend with what the end goal was that weren't on the table 5 years ago when the acquisition or the divestiture took place.
I think what's interesting about that too, though, Kate, is things accelerate so fast now. Technology, all these
Yeah,
things, like AI boom, everything. What it was tech boom in the 90s and 2000s, and
yeah,
all that was going to no. There's going to be no more stores. Everyone's going to get
yeah,
everything online. Okay,
and you're not gonna
there's
print
still
anything
stores.
either. Yeah,
Yes,
and
there's
people
still
still print a lot
stores,
of
and
paper.
whatever. Yeah. So, but the point being is like you still have to reckon with that. Is it applicable? It just comes back to the goal. Like, where are you going? How does this listen? If it's early and I want to be an early adopter and everything, that
Mhm,
that's cool, but it can be really dangerous for your goals. You know,
mhm,
being an early
yep,
adopter usually isn't going to jump you ahead in your mission. Okay, something like that. It's going to pull you away because the learning curve is going to be high. You're going to be testing all that. It's going to slow you down by 6 months, a year, 2 years. So I always just, when I help clients, I was always like, okay, let's do the scenarios. Let's run what this really is. Let me be
yeah.
the outside eyes. Let me look at this as a practical application. And most of it gets put on hold. Come back
Do
when they
you
developed
think
it.
that Absolutely. Do you think, though, that people wanna be early adopters because they wanna create economy in their business? Or do you think they wanna be early adopters so that they can put a badge on their website and say that they were an early adopter?
Yeah, I think it comes down to the person, are they standing in the line for the iPhone? Are they that
Mhm.
person? Because I'm not that person.
No, I'm not that
I don't stand
person.
in lines for anything. I stand in lines for nothing. Okay. Food, no. Okay. I don't care. Okay. I
I'm
don't
going
do
hungry.
lines. Okay. I'll just go, there's another place to eat. Okay. I'm going to go. So again, I'm a little odd, but so I'm not that person because it doesn't matter. Okay. Those people and I get it. Totally cool. They want to do it. They're in it. When I need something, I'll ask them a question and they'll solve my problem in 8 seconds and I can move on. And I didn't spend any time in line. Okay. So I'm making things happen. Okay. I'm a doer. I just got to get things done. So I think it is. I think some of it is flash.
Mhm.
Like, look how cool I am. But it always comes down to this. What have you produced? I don't care what you have. What have you produced? Show
Yeah.
me the goods, man. Show me the numbers. Show me the product. Show me the market share you've gained. Show me that stuff. Don't show me your little bells and whistles. I don't care. Okay. I'm an outcome guy.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so on the podcast, we always do these things called debatables, and our listeners love them. And I know how much you love games, Richard.
She's being sarcastic if you didn't catch that tone. She's subtle.
But I appreciate you humoring me. So I'm going to ask a question and or give an opinion, and we get to kind of debate it. And I think you and I are probably going to be pretty aligned on some of these. Okay.
Yes.
Should video games be considered a sport? Yes or no?
Be a no.
I would agree.
No discussion. No discussion.
Oh,
Okay.
this one I picked very specifically for you. Who would win in a fight? West Side Story sharks or a gang of real sharks?
Go with the gang of real sharks because they don't just have a rocket in their pocket.
No,
Okay.
this is true.
They got big teeth.
Big teeth. I'm terrified of sharks. I do not like deep
You,
water
you did
anything.
get the
Okay.
West Side Story, and
Yeah.
you did get that, right? The rocket in the pocket. Okay.
Yeah, I
You
did.
know. So for your listeners, I did that for your listeners. They don't know, but yes, go look it up. You'll
Okay,
see how witty I really am. Or
you're
old.
very witty. Or old. Storied. Let's just say storied, not old. Okay. Paying all of your bills with auto pay versus making sure they don't steal your money.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of autopay.
Me neither.
I
I'm gonna pay you down to the cent.
Yes, and if I could walk in and give you cash, I prefer that
Bingo.
because I see it leaving my hand, and that there's a different sense of like, am I truly getting value from this transaction?
That's exactly it, right? As opposed to the tap, tap, tap. Okay, the next
Yes.
one. I got two more. And I think I kind of have you pegged for both of these. Buying cool secondhand shoes versus avoiding rare foot fungi.
I I'd have to say, I guess, avoid the foot fungus because I don't care about shoes, and it's to my detriment. Okay, let me just say,
I
my
don't.
wife bought me a cool pair. I didn't know they were cool, and they weren't new. They were these Jordans or whatever they are, and it's like this green and orange or whatever kind of high. And I wore them like, okay, and people are like, man, you got the game, man. Those shoes, and people like talking about my shoes. I'm like, what? Okay,
Mind your
well, they
business.
like wreck my back. Okay, they like wreck my back. I wore them for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm like, cripple. These things are the worst things ever. I throw them in the garbage.
Is
It's
that
like,
what caused you with
yeah,
your
I think
back
that.
issue the other?
Yeah, yeah,
No.
it
Oh,
was something.
she
Because
owes
I'm
you a
good about
nice.
that stuff. I trained a lot. I do all this stuff, but I know the things that really can throw you off, and bad
Oh,
shoes is one
man,
of them. So
that
now
that monkeys
I
you up.
could up my shoe game. I'm gonna be blatantly transparent. Okay, I am no, and this will be shocking. I am no slave to fashion. Okay, so like
Really?
I
You're
yeah,
not?
I
I
know,
would have really
I know,
struggled
but
to believe. I mean,
like
the shock that I'd
I spent
feel.
20 years in work boots. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just I'm like, so I don't care, but you should care. People notice and I get it, but so yeah.
Yeah, you're not flashy. Okay, last one. Pretty sure I know where you are on this one. Getting gasoline, fill it up often or coast on fumes?
Fill it up. Don't anyone driving on fumes. They can't be in my world. Okay. I think like my daughter will get in her car. I'm like, we're Walshes. We don't do this. Okay. If it gets below
Why
a
are you?
half a tank, you go fill it up. You fill it up if it gets below half a tank,
Yep, Erin would
but
agree with
yeah,
you. Erin would agree
yes.
with you. She's got a gas phobia of running out, and a friend of mine actually just had that experience where she ran out of fuel, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know how this happened. You didn't fill the car up."
Ask Google.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So let's shift gears. I want to take some of this wisdom of yours,
Hmm.
whether it's the dad wisdom or the business wisdom, logic, human logic, you know, and we've got some listener questions that I think you would really enjoy. And I think that our listeners would really appreciate hearing from you on these. So let me go in and here's a really good one. I really like this one. So, I recently got a promotion and my wife and I bought a house. So, we have a great house and I have a lot of money. I should be happy, but I'm not. Why? That's a why would they not be happy with the house and a new job and all the money?
Yeah. I mean, money solves problems, but the only problem it really solves is not having money. Okay. That's the problem it really solves. Um, I mean, people have heard it, but like things don't bring fulfillment.
Mhm.
They don't. It's totally on you. It's you and your wife. I mean, yeah, you got the big house, you got the dough, you're driving a nice car, you've got all that stuff, just like me, right? I'm sitting there. What mattered? My
Mhm.
kids. When my 4-year-old was chasing my truck down the driveway
Oh
crying because
my
I was
god.
leaving, and I'm watching him in the rearview mirror, and I just kept driving because I had to go to work. We got a business to save. Okay. Like, did he give a crap if I was just
Mhm.
saving the business? He's like, I'm leaving again.
Mhm.
Like you have that little, you'll find out what's important. It's
Yeah.
not the house, it's not the money, it's
Yeah.
not any of that stuff. It's and when I say personal fulfillment, this isn't some little guru-y, fluffy. I mean, like what what truly satisfies you? I mean,
Mhm.
I always tell people, Kate, the easiest thing to do in business, you know what it is?
Mm.
Make money.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing to do. It's everything else in business that's hard, right?
Absolutely.
So, and if you got a job and you're making great money, I'm happy for you. That's a good thing. That's security. That's good. But you have to find what really drives you, right? That's where happiness comes from. Is that what do you have an affinity for?
What do you wake up
Like
for?
when you see it, when you see something happen, like you and I guarantee we're like the same. When we see broken operations,
Yeah.
we like lose our minds. Okay,
The
it's like
opportunity is
we're like,
endless.
what? Yes, yeah, but we also like, what are you doing that for? Okay, like, are you
Why?
kidding me? So there's a lot of fulfillment there. We
Yeah.
get some joy from that because that like really gets us going. And again, it's not just work things. It could be anything.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, people will see a kid being abused and it's like this. I mean, I don't like that either, but I mean, there's people who are like, they change their lives to go protect children. Right. And they're fulfilled. They're putting themselves in dangerous situations, traveling around the world. They know people like that. Right. And I'm like, dang, but like they're fulfilled. Where the others are not going to do that. So I think what they have to do really is look inside. Like the external stuff isn't going to do it ever.
Mhm.
You're trying to fill a void.
Do you think, though, with this particular question, and I agree with you. I think that there is another actor at play in this situation, and that is social media. Because social
Mm.
media creates the space for people to compare themselves to
Yeah.
others.
Yeah.
And
Amen.
so could it be, and I mean, I don't have enough, information here in this question to suggest that, but I mean, I would suggest that if you've achieved the things that you set out to do, then perhaps it's because you're comparing yourself to somebody else. And this is where the glance into the rearview mirror can be really, really powerful, I think.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, in 2009, someone recommended. I was a big talk radio listener, 10 hours a day. I spent tons of money on talk radio to advertise because I liked it
Mhm.
so much.
Hmm.
Didn't make me a penny. But oh, I
But
have an
you heard
$80,000
your
coffee cup. I have an $80,000 coffee cup. That's what I have from the radio station. I spent 80 grand. I got a coffee cup. So there you go. And then it broke 10 years later. But
dang.
the thing is, it it the phone, this whole thing is it a tool or a toy? The
Mhm.
comparison aspect. So I took this media fast. They said, just do 90 days. No media. Cut it all out. And this is before like smartphones.
Wow.
Okay. So we were talking, this was 2000. Well, they were just starting, right? Maybe whatever. It was
Mhm.
2009. So I didn't have one. I didn't have a smartphone. I barely had a flip phone. So I shut it all off for 90 days and I have not been back since.
Interesting.
So I don't do any, like I don't do anything, My office manager signed me up for Facebook in '08 or whenever it was,
That's
and
hilarious.
LinkedIn, all that stuff. Now I do a little bit on LinkedIn now because it's business. I only do business on there, but I don't do any. I don't watch any news. And here's the cool news: the world's doing fine without me.
Isn't that crazy?
It doesn't need
Nobody
my
misses you.
opinions. It doesn't need
No.
my opinions. I
No,
found
well,
out.
and
I
it's
thought for sure it needed my opinions.
So what about your kids? Are your kids into social media? Your wife? Like when you think about, because your kids are like Gen Zs and alphas, right? Like
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. So we took a while to give them phones. Okay, again, we
of
can
course.
homeschool them, do all that stuff too, so we kind of limited that, but they get them and they're in it. I'd say maybe one of my sons, we're working on the way too much phone stuff,
Mhm.
but he's 19, but like him, his girlfriend, I'm like, dude, you got to get this under control
Yeah.
because he has a daughter. And I'm just being real
Mm.
here. When this thing and you're on it all the time and you have a 2.5-year-old, do you know what you're telling your daughter?
You're not
You
very
are
important.
second.
Yep.
You are second to this. And I'm telling guys, when I see it, I tell them, I said, you're making her second. And you know what that means? You know who she's going to look for? Anybody who's going to pay is going to be the wrong guy.
Mhm.
Okay. Because she's misconstrued what being first is.
Mhm.
I've been one of my other daughters, the one I was talking about before, I'll keep this high level, but she had this boyfriend for like 5 years. Okay. Friends and did this whole thing. Like we were just kind of, we were monitoring it, it's all this and like, hey, they're talking about getting married. And a number of years ago, I'm like, this dude does not put her first for anything, everything but her. Now, I'm going to just be straight up. My daughter is beautiful. I mean, like, that. Like,
Yeah.
well, Bill,
Yeah.
so, and I'm looking at this guy, he's a baseball player, all this stuff, good kid, whatever, I guess. And I'm like, if that was me and she was like my dude, I'd be climbing up trees. I'd be trying to get in the windows. and there's like no effort going on here. I go,
Right.
dude, there's no effort. So I go work out with the guys. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, and now my wife, I'm talking about it is like, she goes, I'm like, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want her breaking up because I said so. It's
Mhm.
kind of like the thing with the Marine Corps. So it's going, I'm like, oh, now things are like, and now he's getting out of the second year of college, junior college. And then all of a sudden one day I'm like, I'm listening to her. She goes, well, yeah, we broke up. I go, really? I go, he broke up? No, I broke up with him. And I'm
Wow.
like, oh, and I'm just cheering inside. Okay. I'm just trying to have the sad face and I'm just the
Managing your
happiest dad on the
trying to
planet.
have the
And
sad
she knows
face.
this, so it's not like, she heard this, but I'm like, well, why? He goes, well, he really wasn't, putting me first and this and and then she finds out after that happens, everybody's saying, oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Like he never put you first. It's like she, we get in things that's the outside eyes thing. When you don't have them, you don't see it. So super proud of her. And I tell her all the time, I go, I've been silently hoping for this for years. And you made the right choice. And now the guy she's with is like the real man.
Oh, that's
I'm
amazing.
talking get the car door, teaching her
Wow.
how to shoot. Okay, like who knows, but he's they're doing he's legit. Okay, like love the
That's
kid.
great.
He's good. So again, those close that door and this great door open
Learning
because
lessons. Yeah.
yeah, all that. So I don't know where we're
Yeah.
going with all that, but I took that down
That's
a
okay.
rabbit
No,
hole.
that was I mean, I think that's really powerful. So, okay, so now I think this is a really interesting one. And this one is from a Gen X female. And I think that this could be so yeah, so she sends in
A
a
peer,
message and
a peer.
a peer of
She's
yours,
a
a peer of
peer.
yours.
Yes, yes.
And so she says, "Hey Kate, I feel like I don't even recognize myself anymore. My kids don't need me. My work isn't exciting. And nothing has really changed, but I just don't know who I am these days."
So let me start with one thing. Your
Mm,
kids don't need you. Congratulations. You
good
did a
job.
great job.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did. I mean, people, they don't get this. The goal, when if you want to know if you've done parenting right, your children just leave.
Yeah.
They don't have
And
the
they
apron
like
string.
you,
They don't.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but they go and they continue their life and they get an apartment, they
Yeah.
get a job, and they go be successful, and then they come by for Christmas, whatever. I mean, whatever they do in the communication aspect. What I mean is they're not afraid to go out and do stuff
Mhm.
and make things happen. So you
Yeah.
like embrace that. Okay, I know it can make moms feel like a bummer. And was there a part she's with work? She's not satisfied.
Yeah, she said she's just not loving work. So she's not her work isn't exciting to her anymore. I tend to think that like when we get to that age, like, the dynamics of life are well, it's a coming of age. The coming of age,
Yes, yes,
sorry.
yeah. It's okay.
But it's,
It's okay.
when the children become more independent, if you've been a stay-at-home mom, like I mean, for your wife, for example, she
It's hard.
homeschooled 6 kids
It's
and then
hard
they
for her.
start to go away. I mean, like, that's a really big change. So, like, her life purpose was, "Let's get these chickens raised, let's get them educated, let's get them on the right path." But then when you layer in the things that used to excite you about work, they don't excite you any longer. Like, I just is it because technology is moving fast? Is it because there's so many more sexy, exciting opportunities out there? Are you comparing yourself on social media? Like, there's all of these questions.
Yeah, that's a good direction. I think what you need to do. So I use me as an example. Okay, I'm doing the biggest, most difficult thing of my life right now. Kids are grown, married. I mean, but whatever, all the stuff. I'm doing the most difficult thing right now I've ever done in my life. It's the biggest and most difficult thing, what I'm doing. I'm on what I call the 10-year sprint.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what I'm doing, right? But this is massive. I've done some really cool stuff.
Yeah, you
World
have.
class exhibits. I've done stuff everywhere. Right? I've done all this cool stuff, and this is the biggest thing. And I'm 60, and I'm like just getting going on this, right? So I think for her, it's like you're in control.
Ah,
Like again,
yes.
go back to the affinity thing. Like what really stokes you up? What really energizes you? Okay. If something drains you, you stay away from it. Like you can do things, but then it's like,
Mhm.
man, you get to the end of the day, like you and I, okay, we'll talk, we'll work business, we'll do it. Like we're like more energized. Okay. Like what we do, like it energizes us. That's why we can do it and we can sustain it and do it because it's something different that's driving us. She needs to look for that.
Mhm.
You have ability, you have affinity for something, you have a little bit of ability, then where's the drive for that? Don't be afraid to start like over almost, right? Like do
Mhm.
something completely new. You've got the work,
Well,
you've done that. If it's lackluster and you're kind
yes.
of, it's like, what's next? What is
Mhm.
the next thing? Maybe you got to straddle for a little while, right? Stay in one while you get the other going. And then, but no matter what, you're going to have to step away from that and then launch, right? And usually people don't do it soon enough, because there's a little bit of faith involved there and everything else. You just gotta,
Yeah.
it's the burn the ships thing, It's like, here we go, Cortez. I'm gonna burn these. I got no options. I'm just gonna make it happen. That's how I live. I'm an all or nothing guy. Shocking, I know, but
Very
I don't,
shocking.
I don't, I can't do something halfway.
No
It's,
mediocrity.
I when I tell people when I listen to a podcast, I sit and I look straight ahead and I listen. Okay, so if it's an hour long, it's an hour I give that podcast. I'm not doing dishes. I'm not working on the car. I'm not nothing. Okay, like I don't have that capability. Okay. Cause I'll miss something. Right. So I have to be really, really singularly focused, but I've realized that that's one of my superpowers
Mm.
because I can stay so focused. I can achieve what others can't achieve faster. I come up more things. I can adapt. I can pivot because I can see things clearer because I don't have these distractions. Now, my son, one in the Marine Corps now, my oldest, he can compartmentalize things. He's telling me how he can listen to a podcast and do this, and he like does it all well. I'm like, okay, that's insane.
Yeah.
But he's like mastered how to do it. And he can just, and I'm like, he reads like 700-page books every week, and then he's training.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, dude, you're like a super high performer,
Yeah,
and
totally.
it's
Totally.
yeah, but like I'm a high performer in one thing,
Yeah.
so I just focus. So maybe
You like to stay focused.
yeah, that might help her too. Like
Mhm.
too many options is always bad, right?
I think
You
so.
you go to a restaurant that has 150 options. Well, what are you going to choose?
Terrible. Chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken and rice. So
Chicken is just a vehicle for sauce, just for the record. That's all it's for.
that's hilarious. We had actually one of our debatables this week in our team meeting was which is the better syrup delivery device, waffles or pancakes? And it was unanimous, waffles.
Well, yeah, because it holds so much.
Bingo.
You got all
It
the
was maple
craters,
syrup
man.
too, though, right? So I mean,
But was
okay,
it grade A or grade B? Was it grade B syrup? Because if it wasn't, then
no,
you're just cheating yourself.
no,
It's got to
it's
be grade
like
B.
real Canadian maple syrup.
Grade B.
Like, oh,
Grade
just
B
like
is the real deal. People don't think so, but it's the real.
Okay, let's hit one more question here, maybe two more. Let's see if we can. I've got a couple of that I think are really, really interesting here. This one is somebody who sent it in through my personal Instagram. And basically, the gist of this is sorry, it's not written very well, but the gist of it is I feel like people only call me when they need something. How do I know if people actually love me or if they just love what I'm doing in order to like, am I buying my friendships is
Yeah.
basically what it is. And
I could fix that
you're
really easy.
okay.
Tell them no.
The single most powerful sentence. No.
Just tell them no. And then if they don't ever talk to you again, they were just using you.
Yeah. Yeah.
When people only call you for something you need, they're not friends.
Mm-hmm. That's yeah.
Okay, they're takers. They're drains. You're a fountain.
Vampires.
You're a fountain, right? You give. They're drains. They take. Okay, so you already know where they stand. If they only call on you because they want something, cut them out of your life.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
That was.
I always tell.
Go ahead.
My standing joke with my kids because they kind of make fun of me about my friends or the lack thereof. I always tell people, well, listen, if I had all my friends on one hand and I lost 3 fingers, I'd still have all my friends.
Well, there you go. I mean, there's the optimist in you.
That's
But
right.
I there's a whole section about this in Unbreakable of people that I just let fall away because I was giving them a lot of time and a lot of attention, and they would just suck that energy, suck the time. You would spend hours texting, listening to their problems, their marital problems. I can't find a partner. I can't do this. I can't do that. And so you feel this affinity to. It's nice to be needed. It is nice to be needed in this day and age when we're contending with, loneliness at a high level. People are lonely when they're surrounded by people. Loneliness is something that we talk about on the podcast quite a bit. But I think that, for me, what it was when I would say the same thing more than once. Like, I get it. Okay, so maybe, we have the same conversation and they're lamenting and they come back, but then I'm saying it again and again and again. And then people start, like, it's such a waste of time. Time is the only
Yeah.
thing we can't get back,
Right.
right?
Yeah, they're just there to hear themselves talk. They're there to commiserate. They don't want to solve their problem. They just want someone to come down in the ditch and sit with them. Okay, if I come down in the ditch, you're coming out with me. Okay, I'm not hanging out in the ditch. Okay, telling you poor little thing. I'm dragging you up the hill and taking care of you. And I'm gonna get on with things. Okay. I mean,
Oh.
you know the story of the Good Samaritan in the Bible, right? So
Mhm.
the guy comes along, everyone's out walking on the other side of the street because he's a Samaritan. They're not going to talk to him and everything else. He's a dirty Samaritan and everything else. So the rabbis are on the other side of the street. Everyone's going down. So the good Samaritan comes by, gets down there, takes him out, bandages him, takes him to a hotel, pays the manager, said, here's money you should cover for him for days. If you need anything else when I come back, I'll pay you. But he like prepaid for that, and then he went to work. Okay, okay, I helped him. I did my thing, and I'm out of here. Okay, that's what it is. He didn't sit in there and console the guy. Let's get you out here. Let's get you bandaged up. Let's get you back to health. So I got to go to work. Okay, so I just
Well, and
you know what I mean. So yeah, I just
Well, in
stay away from the drains.
Yeah,
Yeah,
partnerships and friendships and relationships are a two-way street, right? Like, I'm not always going to be the person who texts or calls first. I mean, and nor are you. I mean, you and I, we're back and forth every day, and sometimes you'll message me in the morning, you won't hear from me until the end of the day.
right.
But
And that's totally okay.
it is because we don't.
Yeah.
I know. Who else do you text? Like, I mean, really, it's just, just Kait Dinunzio. But it is one of those things where it doesn't mean that I don't think about people. It's just that where are the priorities and what are other people doing to lift themselves up? Like I did a podcast a couple of weeks ago that we released, and it was just me answering questions. So it was a solo Q&A. And one of the things that was in there that kind of came up was how people are, they rely on others to always fill their cup and seek that validation. You know me and my
Yeah,
one-liners.
I
Validation?
like that one too. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's for
right?
parking.
It is for
Yeah,
parking,
and
right?
I love it.
Eh,
I
look
love it.
at
Yeah,
who said you can't
no,
teach an old dog new tricks?
that's right. It's no, you're exactly right. It's just, I mean, people. This is the priority setting, right? This is what it's about. And I'm telling you, my best friend. Okay, like if I call him or I leave a message because he never answers the phone, so I either text him,
Neither
leave a
do I.
voicemail. He has a 3-day response time.
My
I
goodness.
give him up to 3 days. If he doesn't respond, I do a wellness check. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, just send me a text. Just tell me you're alive. Okay. So I need to know. But that's us. Okay. Now we've climbed
Yeah.
mountains together. We've rode together. We've done tons of, like my best friend. We've suffered together in so many different ways. It's been awesome. But like I know who he is. Okay. He's not in a hurry to answer his phone. He's not in a hurry to respond.
That is
Unless
so
there's
funny.
something, so I just, get back to me, man. Then
Yeah.
he'll call me, he calls me Rock. Yeah, what's going on? You hear that like 3 days later, you get this
Yeah.
call from me, but I always pick up
That's
because that's
funny.
my window. It's my only
Yeah.
time I'm going to get to talk to him. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's going to be
Well,
3 more days. So yeah,
my producer's that way. She honestly, sometimes she'll be like, "Yeah, 3 to 5 business days for me to get back." And I mean, she doesn't do that with me, but she knows. Like, and it is putting those norms in place. It's just because I don't send you a text doesn't mean I'm not thinking about you. It's that, when I look at the fulfilling lives that we lead, we're out, we're doing the things, we're having the conversations. And listen, the thing is when I'm with you, I'm not going to be doing this to respond to
right,
a text message to have casual banter
right,
chat with somebody because
right.
small talk doesn't serve,
Well,
right?
here's the thing. Here's the thing, Kate. If you're responding to everyone, when are you doing the cool stuff to talk about?
Exactly. Yeah,
That's the small talk crap. I don't talk about the weather. I don't care
yeah,
if you went to the store and got a deal on. I don't care. Talk about
yeah,
big things. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Let's talk
yeah,
about like things that are moving and shaking and doing
yeah,
what they do and moving the business needle forward or
yeah.
whatever that needle is in your
Revolutionizing,
life.
right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
let's do that. So I can't be texting when I'm trying to accomplish things. I'm making I'm
I'm
one
I'm
lane.
busy. I got the
Yeah.
things. Yeah. Okay. So let's hammer out one more. We've actually had a conversation. Oh no, I don't want to do that one with you. You'll hate it. Um, I know who you are. Okay, so here's a really good one. This is one
Maybe
we've
we need
talked
some
about.
controversy on the podcast. I don't know.
No, this one's gonna be controversial. This is you're gonna be able to put every hat on. And this one's really interesting because it really taps, I think, on somebody's trigger. So I swear Kate, I don't care about what people think about me until somebody criticizes me. Then I let it ruin my whole day. How do I stop this?
Wow. Stop saying you
Oh,
don't care. I'd
yeah,
start
because you
right there.
could.
Stop saying you don't care. Okay, because you're lying every time you say that. You're a liar. Okay, you lie to yourself. Your best friend is you. Stop lying to that person. Okay, that's where I would start. Here's the thing. I think it was Jim Rohn who said, "Listen, people shouldn't judge, but they do."
Yeah,
The point is like they're all gonna. Everyone's a critic. Everyone's a critic. Go write some books and see what happens. Kate, I know, right? I'm on my third one, and go do that. Go build things. See what people say. I don't. Here's why it cannot matter. Okay, who are you doing it for?
yeah,
That's the
that's
question you have to
exactly it.
answer. If
Mhm.
I do this because I do it, because I want to do it. I build this when I do a sculpture. So let's say I'll give you an example. I got a commission for this really cool sign for this boutique in downtown Chicago. And these steel signs look like trees and whatever, right? So got the logo and I'm building this thing. Now the woman commissions me and go, okay, I'm going to do it. It's going to kind of look like that or whatever. And I don't draw either. I'm not even good with crayons. I'm like a
Yeah.
2-year-old drawing. So I don't draw, but I make beautiful things. And then she calls me and she goes, I want to come out when you're halfway finished and take a look at it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not really into that. Okay. She goes, well, I got to come out. I'm like, okay. So I called, well, it'll be there on Saturday. You can come out and take a look. It's half finished. So it was about a 4-foot, 14-inch in diameter steel pipe. Okay. And I took a 20-foot solid 1-inch round bar. I had bent it and I welded it to the side of it. And I left it laying there in the dirt in my big construction yard where I do my stuff. And she came out. I go, yeah, it's there it's laying on the ground. So, so I get this voicemail. Okay. This was in like 2000 or something. I don't know, 2001. She's like, I am so disappointed. I thought, blah, and she's going on about how terrible it is and everything else. I'm like, oh, okay. So the next Sunday, it's finished. Okay. I like do things and it took me all day to install it. Okay. So she's not at the boutique and so I'm installing it. Cantilevers over the sidewalk and it moves when the wind blows. It looks like a tree wrap holding her oval logo. It's spectacular. Okay. So here's the next voicemail I got from her. You're the master. I've never seen anything so beautiful in my whole life. I'm like, yeah, can I play the other voicemail for you from last week? When you're
Yeah.
telling me how disappointed you are in me, I'm like, I don't give a crap. You don't come look underneath the canvas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the painting, you don't see it halfway done. I'm an
Mhm.
artist. I don't even know what I'm doing. I literally
Yeah.
like
It
it only
happens. It
I
unfolds.
Shed Aquarium gave me a Shed Aquarium in Chicago, right? John G. Shed Aquarium commissioned me to this huge sculpture. It's beyond Michigan Avenue, right in Chicago. They're doing this new exhibit. And so like they wanted me to do a drawing though. I'm like, oh, I don't draw. Well, it's okay. The head designer for the shed. It's like, okay, go ahead. I'm like, all right. So I submitted this drawing that it looked like a 3-year-old did this thing. Actually, I've seen better 3-year-olds do work better than me. And, and I got the commission and it's on Michigan Avenue. I got sold to whatever town, Beaufort, North Carolina or something like that. Huge thing, right? Massive thing I did. And I run into him and he's like, oh, I forgot to tell you, when we're having the meeting when we're selecting the artists, he's like, I handed your drawing around and everyone's looking at this and they're looking back up at him and they start laughing like, you got to be kidding me. You're going to pay this guy? You're going to pay him to do this? He goes, you got to see his work. Like, you got to see his work. You can't, I'm like, so, and then they did. Of course, I'm like the number one, whatever, right? But I just
Yeah.
can't draw,
Yeah. It's
but
not your thing.
I know I have a concept, but that's it. So,
Don't
wow,
care.
that went off the
Just let
trail,
it
but
go.
yeah,
No, but
she has to do it for her. She has to
yeah.
do it. You can't care about it. You're going to say you are. It goes back to your comparison thing too.
Yeah.
You know,
The thief of
there's a really
joy.
cool
Yeah.
song by a band called Citizen Soldier,
Mhm.
and it's called Comparison. Ever look it up and
Mm.
listen to it? It's spectacular. On Comparison, it's pretty cool, but I like it.
I love it. Okay, so that brings us kind of to the end of time here. No, this was such a great
Already?
podcast, so much energy.
Already?
I know, how does an hour just whip by so quickly when we're
Yes.
together? So, Richard, what we'll do is we're going to take your website and, come maybe some of your Amazon books and drop them into the show notes here. We'll
Super
let
cool.
people be able to connect with you because I think that this is fabulous. I can't see this being the only time that you're on the Unbreakable podcast. I think
So
we've got
much to
much
say.
more. So much
Right.
more to talk about, but thank you so much. If you were to, I do have to jump to a meeting here, but if you were to leave our listeners with one piece of advice to either put their life in the direction that they want to go to become the person that they want to be, what would it be?
It's not original, but it works. Do hard things.
Ah,
If
yes,
whatever you're going to do to change, you want to do something different and it's going to be easy, stop. It's
I
not
love
going to be
it.
worth it. It
I
will
love
not be
it.
worth it.
Never.
Just like the guy with the money and the house, all that, the other question,
Yep. Yep.
go do something hard, my man. It sounds like that came pretty easy to you.
Yeah.
And that's why you're
Absolutely.
disappointed. Do
Absolutely.
something that just, mm,
Makes you
just,
scared.
yes, and hurt,
Oh, trust me.
suffer, you
You know
know?
me. That's leg
Yep.
day. That's leg
Yeah,
day.
baby. Get some.
Oh, wonderful, Richard. Thank you so much for joining. I am so
Kate, thank you for
excited
having me.
for this one to come out live. It'll come out next week. And remember, listeners, protect your peace, chase your dreams, and stay unbreakable.